and you guys thought we were done welding. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris, this is Restoration Rescue, and in today's video, we're back here on the 63. No, we are not gonna be doing just welding today. We have a couple spots left to weld up on the window panel and one more spot on the knee knocker. So nothing too insane, but we have a lot of grinding to do. We're gonna get that orbital sander out and finish grinding down the roof. We're gonna do the A-pillars and what's left of the dash and hopefully start priming this thing today. I would like to get this thing all primed out and ready for paint so that we can start getting our steering situated, get our steering column back into the truck, we get our electrical system into this truck, we get a seat into this baby after we get the paint down. This thing is coming along amazing. We are excited. We are glad you're here. So let's go in and hop in and start doing some grinding. So as you can see, we have this thing mostly ground down. It is pretty much where I need it to be. I have one or two more welds that I just need to spot weld, which I might not even do on camera because it's just gonna be really quick, and grind them down. So what we need to do now is start cleaning out this cab. There is a lot of dust and we have to wipe it down as well as, us, to get this thing clean and ready and prep for primer. So let's go ahead and start using some paint thinner and some air to clean this baby out. All right, so as you can tell, we have some more paper and plastic up to prevent any overspray. And I really don't want to get any overspray on my fuel tank in the rear through the back window. And I don't want to get anything on this nice, beautiful engine. Yes, the engine is covered in some dust, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not really too scared about it. So what we need to do now is we do actually have to wait. So it's about 100 degrees and humid in this garage. It's really hot out. So I do have to wait till it cools down so that I can mix my paint, and my paint is gonna be perfect to stick. So it doesn't like to be too hot and it doesn't like to be too cold. So we gotta wait a little bit and then we're gonna lay it down. So I didn't really wipe down the floor too much. As you can see, it's a little dirty right here. That's okay. We're not spraying the floor. We're gonna be spraying everything up where we've sanded, so it's all set and ready to go. We got all the way up here. We got everything all wrapped up, and now we're just waiting. So this is a good time for me to go clean up and change so that I don't have all this dirt and grime getting all over our fresh new paint. All right, everybody, so we're all nice and cleaned up. It is a lot cooler outside now as it's later in the day. So now we're ready to paint. It's not as humid and it's not 90 million degrees. So we have our paint gun right here. We have our primer, the catalyst, and a mixing cup. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this 1-to-1 mixture in this cup, shake it up, stir it up, get it ready to go, put it in this gun, and start laying down some primer. All right, so now that we're done mixing, we are ready to put it in our paint gun. So when we put it in our paint gun, it'll fill it up. Ours is a gravity fed one, so we just dump it in here and it does all the magic. So when we paint, we're gonna paint across sort of like this and keep going, except obviously the cap will be up here and I have nothing to hold except for the paint gun. So what we need to do now is fill this up, get our mask on, and start laying down some of this primer. All right, so we have the mask and we have our paint gun, so we're ready to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook it up to my Eastwood turbine, get this thing full of air, get us laying down some nice paint, and then we're going to go from there. So what we are going to do with that is we're gonna start on the dash. Once we get the dash done, there's really not much that I'm gonna hit with the gun or any of my cords. So then we're gonna move up and around and work our way down the back side of the cab so that we can lay a nice level of primer around this thing and not get paint everywhere. So let's go ahead, throw on this mask and get to painting. So I don't know what has more paint on it. Is it me and all the paint that's in my hair and hands and all over my body? Or is it this cab? This cab though came out incredible. There are some spots I'm gonna have to touch up. There's some spots that I'm gonna have to sand down. We're probably gonna do another coat next week, but we are getting super close to having this thing painted and getting the paint ready. We are still kind of touch and go on what color I want. There's been some really good opinions what color we go with. Fawn beige is definitely one I'm leaning towards, just to keep the originality of this truck. I do like that color, but also there's a couple others that are getting up near the top. Tim and I definitely have some decision making to do. Feel free to keep commenting what your color scheme should be on this interior, especially if we're going green on the outside. But we will see you guys next Saturday when we're back on this truck, or we're on the 454. I'm probably gonna be here working on this, getting this thing ready for that second coat of primer and getting this thing ready for some paint. But we'll see you guys next Saturday. Make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit that like button. Really help us out, and we'll see you next Saturday.